Good morning, guys, and welcome to your fifth week of digital learning. This week in math is going to be a little bit different. So, I'm going to try and hold virtual math classes for you on Google Hangout, but I am going to post this YouTube video for the people that can't join, just in case you do need a little extra help. But the problems on here aren't a matter of me going over a lot of certain skills on one page per one page. There are a bunch of word problems that you need to kind of have your skills mastered, and you need to really just read the questions and understand what's going on. So your objective for this week is to do about 10 questions a day. So anywhere between 7 and 10 questions a day. And then just, stop, pace yourself this week. Don't overload yourself on questions. I know that some of you like to try and hurry up and get this done, but do this pacing guide that you see here on the screen. Don't overdo it. Just do your 7 to 10 questions a day and call it a day. That way you can do the skills for that day. You can maybe message me and ask me questions, say, hey, I don't get this skill. And then, we can focus on that. So what I want to do for you all is make sure that you see this page here so that you know that you can go back and reference it, like the different conversions. So right here at the top, you have different conversions for length and for volume and those different types of things. Most of these are just standard American conversions, your customary conversions, except for once you get down here to the liter. That is a metric conversion, but that looks like the only one. And then you have your rectangular prism that we just went over in the first couple of weeks of our distance learning, your length times width times height, or your base times height, the volume of a rectangular prism. We focus mostly on length times width times height, but we talked about base times height. All right, so your objective today is to do 1 through 10, okay? What I just want to talk about, because I really want you to do these problems on your own, is I want to go through some of these and just show you what you need to be looking at. Remember, and this is the reason I want you to only do your 7 to 10 problems a day. Don't just skim through these and mark answers. Read every question. Look at every diagram, okay? It can be very simple, and you all should be able to master most of or all of these questions. So just looking at number 1, you see quite a few sentences to ask you just one question. And you need to think about certain things when you see questions like this. So it says, Mr. Green has 1,224 employee photos to display around the steel factory. That's what he has. That's what he wants to display. So you need to think about that as being the total number that he wants to display. He plans to place them in 51 picture frames with the same number of pictures per frame. So he has 51 picture frames, and he's going to put the same number of pictures in each frame, and he has 1,224 pictures, okay? How many employee photos will Mr. Green place in each picture frame? How are you going to figure out? Now is the time you ask yourself, okay, well, which operation am I going to use? Am I going to add? Well, that doesn't make sense. Am I going to subtract? Again, that doesn't make any sense. Will I multiply? No, because that will give you a really, really large number, and you'll end up with way more pictures than he even has. Will you divide? Yes. Because if you divide 1,224 pictures by the 51 picture frames, you will figure out how many pictures go into each frame. So as you're figuring out these problems, write down your numbers, write down what each number represents, and then figure out an operation that goes with it. If they're problems like this, if they are problems that have something like a diagram like this, read the question. Don't just not read the question and then just look at the diagram and be like, well, okay, let me look at that and let me figure that out. Because maybe this question could have been a trick question, and maybe it's asking you for the unshaded parts. Now, it is asking you for the shaded parts and asking you for the sum of the fractions, but these fractions are also represented differently. They technically have different denominators if you were to look at them, because one is 2/5 because there's only 5, and the other one is 17/25. So you have to find a common denominator between the two of these. So make sure that you're reading these when you are looking at the ones with diagrams, okay? And just read all of your questions. Read everything thoroughly. Today, day 1, you only have to do 1 through 10. That's it. So you'll stop today right here with this one. We'll stop right there. You'll end with this word problem about Mr. Wilson. Okay? So remember, read every question. If it's a question where you have to choose an operation, write down all of your information, then choose an operation. If it's a question where you have to look at the diagram, make sure you read the question to really see what the diagram is asking you for. So good luck today. Message me if you have any questions. Right now, as I'm making this video, it's about 9:45. So today, on Monday, April 20th, we will be having a virtual math class at 11 o'clock. So it's in about an hour and 15 minutes from now on Google Hangouts. And I sent that link out on ClassDojo and on Schoology. So make sure you join, and we'll be going over a lot of these problems in a math class together today. So I hope to see you guys there. If not, good luck with your problems, and I'll be taking your digital submissions at the end of the week for this whole packet. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.